Hi everyone, Angelina Sparkling Deva, and I really felt like recording a new video, not a card reading, mind you. So, and then I thought, well, let's just get on with it. You know, if it makes me happy to share this, then I'm going to do that. And it's on reprogramming your subconscious mind. And don't fear, and I'm gonna explain. It's not difficult. It's really just really simple. 95% of the day you are living in your and from your subconscious mind, meaning that you're think when you're driving a car or when you're walking, cycling or whatever to work or school, what you do, you're not really constantly in the now, in the present, paying attention. Your mind wanders and you think about something that happened yesterday, last week, or whatever. You know, your mind just wanders, and then all of a sudden you're at your destination, and you couldn't really tell how you got there, what you did, what happened on the way over. You know, how many times you stopped in for a traffic light, for instance, or you just don't know. You know, you get in, your mind wanders, autopilot, and you still do all the things you need to do to stay safe, of course. And that's subconscious mind, and we are in that autopilot subconscious mind 95% of our day. That's just amazing. So 95% of the day we are not really in the now, in the here and now, in the conscious mind, right? And the problem is, it wouldn't be a problem if the subconscious mind was just lovey-dovey and happy and positive and glorious and all that stuff. But the problem is, it isn't. The subconscious is basically where all your programming lives, with limiting beliefs and judgment and all that stuff that got in there when you were under the age of 6-7 years, when you were still very young, right? Everything that you were told and heard and picked up, and it just got in, it got recorded, it got in the subconscious, and it's stored there, right? It lives there. This is all your programming, and mostly it's negative stuff. So it's not doing you any good to be in that for 95% of your day, every day, year in, year out, because then you're living your negative programming. And the other 5% is your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is your wishes and desires, what you would love to have in life and what you would love to manifest and have. But you're only coming from that 5% of the time during the day, every week, every year. That's not much. And then if you try to stay in the here and now, which I was told years ago when I was doing intuitive development courses, that you had to practice that to be in the here and now. And well, you try that, you know, it's bloody difficult, because I didn't know back then why, but you're basically battling 95% of your brain, the subconscious. Well, you know, it's not a battle. It's not something you're going to win. Succeed at. It's just too much. So what you can do is just reprogram the subconscious, because if you then come from the subconscious, if your mind starts to wander, then you have the positive stuff. But you have to put that in first, right? Because it's not in there. Most of what's in there is not positive. But you can reprogram. You just delete the old programming and just record new stuff. How you do that, you can't just get in the subconscious. You can only get in there when you're about to fall asleep. Then you have a very short time right before you fall asleep that your brain is in theta brainwaves, and then you can record stuff into the subconscious, because theta brainwaves equals the subconscious. And so what you can do, for instance, is that you make a recording, or you find a meditation recording around positive things and self-worth and self-love, self-confidence, and so on and so forth, that you listen to while you're in bed, right? And then you play that and you hear that, and then right before you fall asleep, it goes into your subconscious. And then if you do that again and again and again, then you reprogram that part of your brain, right? And I have done that for a couple of months, I think, and it does work. I recorded it myself. I didn't look for a recording, meditation, whatever, online or something. I just recorded it myself on my phone, and then it was about 15 minutes long, I think. I mean, how long does it take you to fall asleep, right? So it was about 15 minutes long, and I listened to that every night before I fell asleep, when I'm in bed. And then I woke up at some point, not right away, not the first morning, but at some point after a few days doing that, I literally woke up with statements and happy things from that recording. When the minute I woke up, right, it was in my head. And I was like, wow, then that's working. And then you're getting there. And that was certainly a very happy start of the day. And currently, you can do that as well, right? Do that. Just record it on your own smartphone and do the same thing. What I am currently doing, which I find is also helpful, I'm beginning to notice that it's working. That's why I'm so happy to share this with you. When I'm driving, for instance, when I have to go somewhere, and usually I have to drive for about half an hour, 45 minutes, wherever I have to go, and because I'm living in a remote area. And normally when you're in the car driving, and it's the same when you're on a bus or a train or whatever, your mind starts to wander, meaning you'll go in the subconscious with a negative shizzle. And I don't want that anymore, so what I want to reprogram it. So what I was trying to, it's just experimenting. It's not that someone told that this would work. It's my own experiment, right? But I start reciting and repeating on and on and on for the half-hour drive or 45 minutes drive, whatever, however long it is. I start basically saying positive things about me. And I do make them mostly I am statements. And now, of course, this is quite logical. Like I am happy, for instance. You wouldn't say I have happy. You would automatically say I am happy. But I am, any I am statement addresses your divine spark automatically by itself. So very, it's higher up than your higher self. If you've heard of your higher self, like you have your soul, you have your higher self, you have your monadic self, which is your divine spark, that is as close to the divine, to source, as you can get. So it's very high. And that's I am statements. And that's always written with a capital A. I am with a capital A. Anyhow, so I am statements are very powerful. And I use that as well. So it's both handy, but it's also very powerful. And of course, I wouldn't start with I am happy, because that is, if you're really feeling like that day, it's not really going to do anything much. So I try to start more general, like I am kind, for instance. You can always say that you're a kind person. I am kind. And then I just continue with stuff that resonates for me. Right? So you have to come up with your own things. For me, I am joy, or I am joyful, always works. I am colorful. I am multifaceted. I am radiant. I am pretty. I am worthy. That's very important. You have to get that in, right? I am enough. I am worthy. I am deserving. I am, oh my God, I have to translate now. I have a whole list, but in my own language, because that's another thing. If English is not your native tongue, then it's really handy to do it in your own language, because your programming, your subconscious programming has been done in your own language, right? You've been reared in your own language. So reprogramming to really address it and to have it sink in, it's best if that's my opinion, it's best if you do that in your own language as well. Even if you've been living, for instance, in an English-speaking country for 20 years, it doesn't matter if that's not your own real language. I would, just feel if it works, well, then it works, right? But I prefer to do it in my own language. So now I have to just translate on the go, because I'm doing it in Dutch, because that is my language. But a whole list, and it's okay to repeat it, because that only helps it to sink in even more, right? So you can just repeat stuff over and over. It doesn't matter. I am kind. I'm attractive. I'm great partner material if you're single, right? I am love. I am beloved. I'm lovable. I am worthy. I'm deserving. I am happy. I am kind. I'm joyful. I'm radiant. And just go on and on and on. And just start. At some point, if you've done this for, maybe 2 times, 3 times, it becomes easier, and it just goes by itself. It just, and just repeat these things like, I am worthy. I am enough. I am confident. I am deserving. I'm worthy. I'm kind. I'm attractive. I am joy. And just anything. And I really hope I can inspire you with this to do that as well. And I seriously do that for the half-hour, 45-minute drive, non-stop. I just go on and on and on. And at some point, it really goes by itself. And now today I was in the supermarket, nothing special, right? I go to the supermarket very often, I suppose everyone does. But I was in the supermarket. Normally I'm a bit like rushing through it, as you know, I want to get out as fast as possible because I don't really enjoy being in the supermarket. And sometimes I get a bit like irritated, let me put it that way, when people are in the way or whatever. But today, I think I was in there for an hour, just for a handful of things. It was just stupid, it was just really, not stupid, but silly. And, but I had a good time, I was just enjoying myself and just strolling through the supermarket, nosing around, and I never do that, and I did now, and I ended up talking briefly with people, just strangers, and exchanging a few things here and there, and I just had a jolly good time, and I didn't feel rushed, I didn't feel narked or anything, it's just like, oh, well, I was just enjoying myself. And all of a sudden I thought, hang about, this feels really good. It's beginning to pay off now, what I've been doing in the car, right? And absolutely wonderful. So, and then it just goes to show, because that you don't even have to do that the whole day, I haven't done that either, because I also don't even drive daily for half an hour, 45 minutes. It's occasionally, every maybe twice a week or something, and it does pay off. I did notice it. It's beginning to work. So it's when I go to bed, I do the same thing. I must add that to it. When I'm in bed about to fall asleep, I do the exact same thing. I have a recording somewhere, but I couldn't be bothered to find it. So I just start repeating my list in my head and just going through it again. I am kind, I'm lovable, I'm attractive, I'm joyful, I'm all that kind of stuff. And then I eventually fall asleep. So I do that too, yeah. But experiment with it and see what happens for you. I would love to read that. If you do it, and then please come back at some point to this video and add your experiences in the comments section. I would really appreciate that. I really like that. So thank you, and well, have fun with it, because that's important. That's another one you can add in, right? I am fun. And I'm sorry, I'm listening. My washing machine is spinning. It's going mental, I think, in the kitchen. So I better go check on it. But just let me know how you fare with this. All right, bye bye.